Okay, welcome back. So we appear to have determined one problem. Either we've got two faulty network cards or we've got a fault on the PCI bus. Probably the network cards, or they're just not compatible with this particular computer. It's one or the other. So I just want to show you here in control panel the settings that are installed. So in network, we've got the network card, client from Microsoft Networks, TCP/IP, file and printer sharing, and IPX SPX. You might as well leave that one on there as I said before, but there's no necessarily need for it. When you're running, a network that's just going to link machines together. So we're going to map with the network drive. We're going to basically pick the one we had before, which is the Motherboard 4/download. Let's see if it works. It's straight on. So we're now on the network. Now we want to be on here because we're looking for the SiS drivers. We want this one here. These are the drivers for the video card, and for, I don't think that's going to do one, is it? Yeah. That's not gonna. Yeah, I want to go into here. Let's set up the driver from here. You should set up the video card driver to give us graphics and allow us to actually demonstrate some video card capabilities in this rather than the standard VGA driver that's installed with Windows automatically. So this is a built-in video card that's on the motherboard. It's part of the integrated graphics chipset on the board. So it's actually sharing memory from the system. So the system RAM has part of it shared over. This wasn't too bad back in the day, considering that system RAM wasn't much faster really or slower than the RAM that would have been on the video card anyway. So you weren't really saving any speed or gaining any speed. And the only way you're going to really, gain a performance increase would be to get a dedicated video card with DDR on board or whatever, or proper SG RAM, okay? Rather than using the system RAM. The other disadvantage of using system RAM generally is that because it's a part of the RAM that's shared and not dedicated, you can get some glitches in me bridges. You can get a few glitches that can happen. Not common, but it can happen, so it is worth noting. So if you want to do any sort of gaming on a machine of this vintage, or any vintage with a built-in video card, it's probably best to have an outboard video card, 4 meg, 8 meg or whatever. So we've now installed the network card. We figured that that's where the problem must be because I've changed nothing else. The network cards will try we'll try in a later machine and see if the network cards are faulty or whether it was a problem on this motherboard. I suspect it's a problem on the motherboard somewhere, a conflict along the way. Considering that we stuck in the ISA network card, and automatically there's no problems anymore. So this is looking good. We got colour now as well on its cheeks. So the board looks like it's healthy enough as well, which is also good. So we've determined that the board is looking. Oh, look at this. This is looking pretty good, So let's just run a quick thing that you always find when you're in the computer shops back in the day, still do now. You see DX diag's always been run. What the hell? DXDIAG. Yeah. Now, so the computer name, I'll put that name in. So what we have here is the operating system, the language that we've used, the chipset, which is the processor Cirrus 6x86MX MMX, 36 megs of RAM, 14 megs, the page file, and then the version of DirectX is version 6. So the display then, it's using 3.5 megabytes. So no 3D acceleration available. So this is going to use software rendering instead of hardware. So this is just a software rendering of 3D. I am pretty sure that there is a hardware rendering capability. So what we'll try to do is we'll try and upgrade the DirectX to version 7 and see what happens. So we'll do that first. So networking neighborhood. Well, we don't need to do that. We can just do map network drive again. Map network drive. That's what you should see in there. And I've seen your PC, so you know you're on the network properly. that one there. That's okay. You can click that little box that was there if you want to connect it again at next log on. Saves you going through this process. DirectX, we got 8. DirectX, go over here. No, I have it in here. ABC, show if you see it. DirectX 8, 6. Maybe I just went to 8, did I? Maybe I didn't put in 7 on here. I thought I did. Let's go back there, there. DirectX 5, 6, 8. DirectX 7, there it is. Let's run DirectX 7. 7A, woohoo. I would recommend you install DirectXs as they come. So if you have DirectX 5 on your machine, install DirectX 6, 7, 8 and so on. I found that it seems to install drivers for video cards incrementally, and it seems to update them in such a way that they seem to work better. I can't explain it. Modern machines, I just whack in the DirectX 9 onto them, and it wouldn't matter, But some of these older machines benefit from a slow upgrade. One of the other reasons why they benefit from it is that if the graphics driver was built into the operating system, upgrading it incrementally can make a big difference, because it would upgrade the existing driver up as far as it will go. Whereas if you go and install, let's say, DirectX 9, it would still be using the driver that came with DirectX 6. So by installing DirectX 7, you're installing the Windows driver that came with DirectX 7. So there may only be a driver as far as DirectX 8, and you then go ahead and install DirectX 9, and it doesn't work properly, So best to upgrade from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 and so on. So that way you get the latest driver. I don't know where the driver is for. Let's say it's the ATI driver. The latest driver for ATI might be in DirectX 7, and you go ahead and install DirectX 9. It's skipping 6. And skipping 6.1 and 8, which can be a problem because that last driver might be one of them, and you can't retrospectively install the DirectX. Sometimes it lets you, but it won't overwrite the existing driver with the old, because it considers that you have DirectX 9 or whatever on there, the latest version. You're now going ahead and trying to downgrade it to DirectX 5 or 6, and it doesn't like that, So, like I said, if it's DirectX 6, that's the built-in Windows driver. Install DirectX 7, and then do 8 and do 9. You can go as far as 9 anyway, so you can go all the way up to that. You might as well, DirectX 9 was the last version for Windows 98 and Windows 2000, so you can go that far. Well, DirectX 9 is pretty blooming good, actually. It was one of the, some modern enough machines even still only will run with DirectX 9, so it's not that ancient. We're now up to, I think as of this video, I think I heard DirectX 12, so I wonder will they do DirectX 13 or will they skip it? That's always a question. So it'll be interesting now to see if the machine still boots up, and it'll also be very interesting to see if you see, in this case here, see, it just rebooted now. See that? Yeah, we've got a problem already, So we're back to square one again. What's interesting about it is that if the DirectX driver we've installed is DirectX, let's say 7 or 8 compatible, it may not work with the older one. So this glitch here is interesting. It's interesting that that's happening. We will try that again. Yeah, it might not be compatible with DirectX 7. We may have been better off to just go straight into DirectX 9 or whatever. We'll just try this again now, one more boot, because we're nearly out of time again. I might have to reinstall the operating system. Yippity skip. I'm looking forward to that. I'm not. No, we can downgrade in safe mode and put in the standard VGA driver and get around that way. And I think we're going to, yeah, we're rebooting again. So what we'll do is I'll go into safe mode. I'll install DirectX version 9 and or DirectX 8 even. I'm just going to see if I can do that. And if I can do that in safe mode, we'll take it from there. Anyway, in the meantime, thanks for watching, and again, thumbs up, thumbs down, all the rest of it. And if you have any comments or suggestions, please do feel free to leave them below, because at the end of the day, we'll only learn from our mistakes. By the way, use the network support, because we want to use that network card. Alright, thank you, bye bye.